Thank you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the YouTube channel of K.L.P Entertainment. Of course, this is Up Late with K.L.P with your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas. Welcome back to our channel. We're streaming also on YouTube, but also we're putting our shows on our Facebook business accounts too. So, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is the month of May, and I do want to say happy month of May to everyone out there. Hopefully, everyone is staying safe during this pandemic. I know with the quarantine thing that's still going up. I hope that everyone is staying safe and sound out there for you guys all over the world. That's just what we pride on, and I hope a lot of people are staying safe. Now, we're back here. Of course, the same setup. We didn't change the stage at all from last week's episode, but we are in a new facility. Of course, we've been doing a lot of moving to a new HQ here in Atlanta, and also I've been moving to a new home too. So this past week has been the week of moving. The experience of moving was fun. It was a lot of work we had to do between me moving into my new home and also moving our equipment to our new studio. So it was a week. It was a very long week, but we got it done. Of course, Swanky Studios moving into a new facility. So I am so proud that we were able to get it done, and we're back here in front of the camera, in front of the screens on our stage here for our show here on YouTube. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show. We do have a couple things that I wanted to talk about today on today's show. The first thing I want to talk about, of course, I don't want to drill this in a lot to you guys a lot, but everyone's talking about it right now. The world is starting to reopen some of the states. Of course, some of the states are trying to reopen now. I just read in our office today this morning that Florida has officially been reopening up their state after the pandemic. Now, a lot of people, and we talked about this in property management too, we have meetings, and the thing is, the virus is still out there. A lot of people are still going to be kind of scared to travel. So I really do hope you guys stay indoors still. I know there's a lot of things that are reopening right now, and there's a lot of things you can do because of this reopen. Now, I really recommend you guys stay safe when you can. I don't recommend you guys going out there and going to these restaurants, going to the beach at this time. Now, today is a very good day. It's a very good day to go outside, but I really recommend you guys stay indoors when you can if you have to. I know a lot of people work. A lot of people got things to do during the day, but I really recommend you guys stay indoors, stay safe, because it's still out there. That doesn't mean that the coronavirus is gone. It's still out there. It's still state of emergency. Georgia has reopened. As you guys know, we're headquarters here in Georgia. Georgia has officially reopened, but it's still declared state of emergency. So it's just kind of weird how that works. We're in a state of emergency here in Georgia, but we're reopening. So I'm kind of confused on how that balances out. So for all my peeps out there, stay safe. I cannot stress that enough. Is you have to stay super safe. It's just a thing with us right now. It's important that you stay safe out there in the world for sure. Now, we're going to talk about some things here today. We do have a topic to talk about. We're going to do our Netflix talk around on our show today. So rest assured that's going to be happening for you guys. I wanted to shout out, of course, today. We have launched a second largest playlist from our Spotify account profile. Of course, it's called The Omni Universe by K.L.P Entertainment. Now, what that playlist is a full exclusive playlist that you guys can gain access to if you have a Spotify account, strictly Caribbean pop culture. So K-pop is featured in that playlist only. You will not hear any R&B. You will not hear any rap. You won't hear any of that. On that playlist, it's just strictly K-pop pop culture. So you have artists all over the world from Korea that's going to be on this playlist. Of course, you've got the hit Blackpink's on the playlist. You got my girls Twice, they're on the playlist as well. You got ITZY's also on the playlist. BTS, you can't have a playlist without BTS. You got Psy, Psy. Hopefully I pronounced his name right for sure. You've got Red Velvet. You've got Girls' Generation. You got Sistar. You've got all these artists on this playlist. About 5,000 songs that you guys can gain access to. So if you're interested, all you have to do is, of course, if you have a Spotify account, log onto your Spotify account, search The Omni Universe by K.L.P Entertainment. It will pop up because it is public now, and you guys can enjoy all 5,000 and so plus songs on that playlist. Now, I say this to a lot of my fans out there. If you are willing to download the playlist, you're more than welcome to download it to your phone. Get this though, and I don't really recommend people downloading the Omni Universe and also Swanky Spotify because it is a lot of gigabytes. Swanky Spotify alone is about 34 gigabytes. So if you have the space on your device to download the playlist, by all means download that playlist, as well as the Omni Universe by K.L.P Entertainment, that K-pop playlist. If you have the space to download that song, that playlist, be sure. I do want to mention also for the Omni Universe, it is a pending playlist, so we're going to be adding music as we go. We want to make sure that this playlist becomes the one of the biggest K-pop playlists here in Atlanta. So music will be added. So that's why I say I really wouldn't recommend downloading it quite yet because we're still adding songs now. You can listen to it for free as partnered and sponsored by Spotify for sure. So we're gonna get on to, of course, our Netflix series talk about here on today's show. What that is I find shows either on Netflix and Hulu, and I talk about it on the show. Now Netflix has this new show called Hollywood. Now I have my phone here. I have some notes to talk about for that show. This show receives a 43% in Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.7 out of 10% on IMDb. That's the Internet Movie Database website. That show is really, really good. A lot of my friends watched it day one. Of course, the first episode release date was May 1st, 2020, so that was like a couple days ago. It's going to be on Netflix. It's a drama series. Of course, you have in post-World War II Hollywood, aspiring actors and filmmakers will do almost anything to make their showbiz dreams come true. Now, one thing I really like about this show is because I can a little bit relate to the filmmakers and the actors because I am a filmmaker, as many of you guys obviously know. So I like shows like this to kind of express the idea of showbiz and movie making and production because I can somehow relate to this. And I say somehow because I can't relate to making movies in Hollywood. I never made a movie in Hollywood. That's the dream, is to make movies in Hollywood. I only make movies here in Atlanta. So I can relate to a little bit about this process. This movie here, this show, I keep saying movie because it feels like it could be a movie, but it's a show. It has quite a few episodes on there. I only started on episode 1 and 2, so I haven't watched the full series about this. But you have David Corenswet. Yeah, if I pronounced the last name wrong, I'm sorry. Darren Criss, Jim Parsons, Samara Weaving, Jake Picking, Laura Harrington, and Patty LeBone is also in this show. It's a series for sure. Episode 1, Hooray for Hollywood. Episode 1, when I first saw it, and I watched it in my new home when I had my things set up, it was really, really good. And I thought to myself, okay, this show really it's amazing because the characters in the show will pretty much do almost anything. The main character, he goes out. Jack Costello, aspiring actor Jack Costello, accepts the job at a service station that pumps more than just gas. This was very unique to see this episode because what I mean by that is Jake Costello works at a gas station, and it happens back in the day, and then I've been told by my mom that when she went to New York, they will pump your gas in New York. You're not allowed to pump your own gas, and that's probably, I guess that's another state thing. That doesn't happen here in the South. It would be amazing if it did because it would create a lot of new jobs, but besides the point, Jack Costello does a little bit more than just pump gas. He has a film executive that works at Ace Studios, and she's a little bit older, and she wants, some favors. She wants some sexual favors in terms of Jack getting what he wants. So he ended up performing this sexual favors for this executive producer to help him out star in the role into the film business. Now, while doing this, he gains a lot of money by doing this side hustle, this black market job here at the station pump, at the gas station pump. And he's able to make a lot of money to support him and his wife after World War II. So it's a very unique story. There is a climax to it where he does get caught by authorities, and you have to keep watching the episodes to see how the show progresses. There's more characters out there. There is another character out there who also works at this station, but he performs sexual favors for men. He's gay. So it really shows that they're willing to pretty much do almost anything to get in the role of showbiz. Now, Hollywood is available for Netflix. So if you have a Netflix account, if you're staying home, please be sure to catch up on the series. And as always, if you want to comment with us and chat with us about the series after today's show, please comment in the link description below. Or you can go to our websites, all three of them. We have three. We have a uni site and our main site. You can also submit a chat box there, and I will read it, and I will respond to you guys for sure. So that's going to do it for tonight's show of A Late Show Up Late with K.L.P. Be sure to follow our YouTube channel. Of course, follow our channel. We'll be posting a lot of things this week, whether it's podcasting and shows. And get this, Purple Values, a little sneak peek for you guys. Purple Values might have an earlier release date than what we expected, so stay tuned for that. Please be sure to follow all of our social media, whether it's our Instagram accounts or Facebook accounts, Grizzly Talk Podcast. Be sure to follow it all. So that's going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Kennedy Lucas K.L.P. Have a great night and stay swanky.